Hey guys, welcome back to Wanna Go Fishing. Willie here. You know, talk is cheap. And so is 90% of the stuff I fish with. What I mean is, it's inexpensive, okay? The things that I use. So let's see if I can present some of these things to you and not seem like I'm just Ebenezer Scrooge or something. And then maybe some of these things you might find as a stocking stuffer or a Christmas present for the fisher person in your life. I like the way I said that. I did that well. Alright y'all, let's zip on through this stuff, and I'm going to show you some inexpensive fishing equipment that'll get you on the water, that catches fish, that functions the way it should. Some things that we haven't tested yet, but might. So just bear with me here, and we're going to zip on through this as quickly as possible. So first off, I'm going to say there's a name that I use a lot. Jawbone. I use that a lot. It is a Dick's Sporting Goods name. Now there are other places that I have heard tell that they sell this stuff, but Dick's Sporting Goods is where I get it, and it's the only store in the vicinity that I can find it, when I can find it, because sometimes it sells out so fast that there's just bits and pieces left and I get what I can. So let's start off with the one that I use really the most. Jawbone, Tennessee Shad, 2-inch. Hold that up here. This color really works well down here where I'm at in the lakes and stuff that I use. I haven't used these in any creeks or anything yet, or rivers, but I'm going to. I intend to this spring and summer, because I kind of just found these. But these guys are $2.49 for a package of 10. Okay, this particular one holds up really well. Bite after bite, I have caught many fish on one bait over and over again. So they hold up really well. It's a really good little bait. They make them in a bunch of different little colors, but this is my favorite. There's also a black and silver like this that I use too. But anyway, that's the first one. I use this quite often. $2.49 for a package of 10. Okay, let's move on to these guys. Now when I'm crappie fishing or pan fishing, I use these particular types of baits, which they really just call a minnow. And this is a 1 3/4 inch setup. This one is actually called Electric Chicken. Okay, well, that's it right there. Now you've seen these baits on many occasions. Everybody sells one or a version of. But these guys are $2.49 for 10 of them. I use them a lot. They come in a lot of color. Why can't I say colors today? I don't know. Anyway, they come in a lot of colors. Maybe a lot of before colors is not what I should be using. Maybe it should be, they come in a variance of colors. Anyway, this is just one of the many colors that I use, okay? $2.49 package of 10. Now, the others. This is a version, just one color of many that I use. 2-inch fat grub. Now, I don't know why they call it the fat grub, because it doesn't seem to be fat. Maybe it's like calling a big guy tiny. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of them that I use. You will hear on occasions that there are certain ones of these, the Tennessee Shad in specific, I should say, that the tails pop off. I don't think these will do it because the mold is the same color as the entire bait, where on the Tennessee Shad, they're two different colors. The tail is one, the body is another, and I think they put that together, and that's kind of where everything goes south. But this color, my youngest boy Evan uses a lot, and he catches quite a few little bass and things with these. $2.49, package 10. Can't beat that. Go ahead and try, I dare you. Anyway, here's my next one I'm going to go to real quick. This is the Walmart. Now, I'm not saying this is a Walmart version. This is not Ozark Trail, but it is Walmart. And it's their version of a rooster tail. Now, the rooster tail itself may not be as pretty as an actual rooster tail. It seems to function just as well. I don't know where the hooks come from. It's made in China. What's not? I mean, even high dollar stuff these days, made in China. But this thing works really good. Lucas and Evan use them all the time. So do I, for that matter. More so than I used to, once I saw that Lucas and Evan were catching so many fish with them. So anyway, that's their version now. They call it, what is this thing? Ready to fish. Refill. Now, I don't know what the refill part of it means. I got no idea. And then it says R2 something. R2D2? R2F. R2F. Ready to fish. That's what it... Anyway, they call it the inline spinner. They're $1. Okay? They're $1. You can't beat that. That's a buck. Catches fish repeatedly. Good little bait. Walmart. Okay, the next little Walmart find. These little hard baits. I use these for everything from trout to panfish. I use them in creeks. I use them in rivers, lakes, whatever. And I started getting them at Walmart. These are $1.25. Okay? And I've checked mine out on many occasions inside my tackle box and see they're not rusting. They're still good little baits. Okay? So there you go, $1.25. And of course it's a little lipped crankbait with a single treble hook. Okay, they're very small, but they're great for panfish. This one appears to look a lot like a sunfish or brim, something like that, little baby. $1.25, Walmart. Okay, again, Walmart. This is one of the jigs that I use. This is the Bitsy Bug Mini Jig. I love these. I put little trails on them. I bounce these things along the bottom of creeks, rivers, lakes, whatever, and bass jump on them. Smallmouth, largemouth, have no problems using these in any way, shape, or form. They're great little baits. Got the red hook. Now this one has the little weedless goatee. Now, of course, we all know that just because it's weedless doesn't mean it's completely weedless. Stick hits that or whatever, but it'll knock out of there 85 to 90% of what you bump into with it. But these are really great, and they're in the $2.50 range. Okay, and I've got plenty of these that are still kicking. So another great little bait. And jump on to one of my favorites here. Trout magnets. Great bait. Great little bait. This, when I go out here and fish sometimes, I like to use things that are going to knock out a bunch of species. You're not going to be limiting yourself to a certain fish or whatever. I like to catch a little bit of everything. So whether it's crappie, panfish of any kind, bluegills, whatever, trout magnet, these little things catch them, and they come in a variety of colors. I like that better, variety of colors. And you can get these at Dick's Sporting Goods. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them just about anywhere. Bass Pro Shops. Anybody just about sells these little guys here. And it's usually it's 7 total if you count the bodies. And it comes with 2 little jig heads. This is in a 1/64 ounce. And these are also in the $2 range. $2 and a little bit above. They're great baits. You almost can't go pan fishing without having some of these in your tackle box or bag. Everything seems to be a bag nowadays. I don't get it. But anyway, love those. Let's talk about some rods real quick. Let's jump over here to some of these rods. Okay, this is one of my buddies here. I like this little guy. This is the Bass Pro Shops Micro Light Glass. This is the really ultra light. This thing, it's very bouncy, flimsy. But they're $19.99 and they're tough as nails. Yet to break one. But if you do hook into something with some size, be prepared. It's going to bend it over. Okay, $19.99. Great little rod. Cord candles. The reel seats and stuff are this one. I noticed with this little reel. This is also a loose Mr. Trouter reel. Again, in the $24 range. And very small reel, as you can see. I do not have large hands, so that is a very small reel. 4-pound test or 2-pound, depending on how ultralight you want to go. Great reel though, but I had to take a piece of a popsicle stick and cut it to size to make it work correctly inside the rod, because even though it was tight, it would jiggle back and forth. But now it's perfectly fine and does great. Again, $19.99, $25 for the reel. You can't really beat that. You can. We're going to try anyway. Let's move on to this. Dock runners. This is more of a challenge rod to me. I have 2 of these guys. And I'm going to do a little challenge with it this year. I think Probably my son's. I'm going to put them with these. I got two of them. This is not the reel that came on it. This thing here that resembles a reel came on it. I mean, it's like a single bearing, whatever. You know, it would work. Definitely would change the line, for sure. But it would work. But that's where that goes. This is my little Zebco trigger reel, which will be something else to talk about on a later date. But the dock runners, they're 15 bucks with that reel. These are going to be fun. This is going to be something fun. This is going to be great for a child. It's going to be great for a person who's still a child at heart. Anyway, dock runners, 15 bucks. You gotta love these. Okay, jump on over here to the Piscifin Flame 2000. Okay, again, if you've watched any of my videos with these guys, great reel, 25 bucks. Great reel. Love it. Would have another one, and I did. I bought a 3000. That was 26 bucks, somewhere in 26, 27. Okay, great reel. Great reel. 10 bearing setup, 9+1. The Lew's speed sticks. Get these at Walmart. At least that's where I got these. 29 bucks. This is the ultralight version. This is a great combo setup right here. And you're not, again, having to take out a loan to go buy this equipment. So, hey, let's move on to the next thing here. All right. Another Bass Pro Shops. What used to be Cabela's, now Bass Pro Shops, whooping sticks. Okay, I've used these for a long time. I've used these as far back as 15, yeah, easily 12 to 15 years. Just recently had one break. And I've used these, whether it's a bait casting setup or a spinning rod setup, I've used these in everything from saltwater to freshwater. I've gone down the beaches of Nag's Head, casting into the bait fish and catching everything with these things. Just recently had one break, but they're still for the money. I mean, this rod is, this rod here was $25, I think it was. But I believe the smaller versions and under, I think, still fall into the $20 to $25 range. Okay, and unfortunately, it just recently had one break, and it broke right where it goes together. It's a two-piece setup, so, but it broke up here. Never had one break there before. So, but anyway, they're still tough and they're somewhat inexpensive. This is actually a Abu Garcia Silver Max, so you're jumping up into the 50 and above range when you get into this reel. But for the money, I still believe it's a very good reel. I've used it quite a bit. I like it. I really do like it quite a bit. I'm used to it. And maybe it's just because I'm used to it. If I use something better or use something more expensive, maybe I'd like it better. But I'm so used to this that I like it. So anyway, that rod, 25 bucks. Let's move our 27. 25 or 7, somewhere in there. Okay, we're going to jump into this jawbone thing again. Now, Jawbone also makes rods. I haven't actually used this one yet. I just got it because, as we all know, going out here to these places to buy fishing equipment, they've been pretty limited on their stuff because, you know, not a lot's being made right now. So they get what they get. Okay, well, this is a Jawbone rod, $19.99. Okay, this is a medium heavy. It takes anything from 10 to 20 pounds. I'm going to see how it works. Now, for $19, I'm not, you know, for this type of rod, I'm not going to get my hopes way up there. But I'm going to give this a chance, you know, just to see how it works out. This is also a two-piece setup. On it, I have an Akuma reel that I have not tried yet either. But Dick's Sporting Goods had it on sale, so I went ahead and grabbed it. I do have to say that setting it up, it was a little bit more tedious, trifling a little bit, than that Abu Garcia ever was. Trying to get the right spot for where the bait fell and didn't backlash the thing when it hit. It was a little hard to get it. I finally got it, and using the brake, finally got it where I liked it. But haven't put that on the water yet. But as far as price goes, you're looking at a, you know, a $20 rod, and I got the reel for I think 32 something or whatever. We'll see how it works. We'll go from there, but inexpensive nevertheless. Okay, now we're going to move on to something that I saw today, and when I saw it, I couldn't hardly walk away. Well, I didn't walk away. There was no hardly about it. I didn't. So all these baits and things I bought today, because they're things that I've been wanting to get. I was in Walmart. Okay, and when you're in Walmart, you see the name Ozark Trail everywhere. And I don't care if it's on a cooler, if it's on a coffee mug, a tent, whatever, you're going to see Ozark Trail on it. Okay, well, I didn't expect to see this because I haven't seen it yet. An Ozark Trail spinning reel. Really? Okay. Well, I'll get you a little close up here. This is a, excuse me, it's a 3,000 size. Okay, so you're kind of in between there. You know, and according to this, takes anything from 6 pound to 10 pound. It's a 5 1-to-1 gear ratio, and it's a 5+1. It's a 6-bearing setup. Now, I'm glad they did this because when I walked up to this guy and said, let me see, I said, whoa, that is, dare I say, I'm going to use the S word, smooth. It was very smooth. It didn't have that coffee grinder feel to it. I was like, what? That's not bad. Well, here's the kicker. This thing was 16 bucks, 16 something. So, you know, for the way that felt, for $16, and I looked at it because, you know, you can look at things sometimes and tell junk from decent stuff. Okay, I'm going to give it a try. For 16 bucks, I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to do a review eventually on this reel, and I'm thinking about rod, what I want to do for it. So I'm trying to narrow it down to as inexpensive as I can get and still have some sort of quality. I'm thinking about getting another microlight rod, but not the ultralight. They make larger versions. They're $19.99, so $16 for the reel, $19.99 for the rod. And I picked up some line at Walmart. The 8-pound Trilene Extra Tough is $5 and some change, whatever. So that's going to be an episode all on its own. We're going to give that a shot at some point. I have a lot of things in mind, and you know, the world's full of thinkers, okay? And the people that do all the thinking sometimes can mess it up for the people who do all the doing. Well, I'm a thinker who does. So I've been thinking of a few episodes, everything from trout fishing to a go-kart that I have. That's a 2-seater go-kart with suspension that I put a brand new engine on and tires and lights and all that, to turning that into a off-road camping fishing machine. I just got to find a place to use it. So anyway, those are the kind of things I'm dreaming up for this spring and this summer. I'm seeing this guy being part of that. So I'll let you know how the old Ozark Trail 3000 works out in the field. But anyway, that's just a little bit of some of the more inexpensive things that I use, that I catch fish with. Okay? Generally catch fish with, that you can go out here to the old Walmart and pick up and go fishing and enjoy a weekend. For that matter, you can enjoy many weekends with some of the stuff that I'm using right here, whether it's Walmart, Dick's Sporting Goods, wherever, Bass Pro, wherever you find cheaper things at. If you have some stores up there that are bargain outlets, more power to you. Get in there and take a look at that stuff, because you'll be surprised at what you'll find. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.